Hey everyone, and welcome back to another speed build. It has been a while since I've made a video, so what's up? How's it going? This video is actually part 2 to the video that I made last, like 3 weeks ago or something, and I wanted to have this video up way earlier than this, but things have been kind of crazy around here lately. I got a new job, which is very exciting, but also taking up a lot of my otherwise Animal Crossing time, and my sibling moved back in, so we are sharing a room again, so that's really fun and convenient. But now they also have a new job and I've been helping them apartment search. And if you've ever apartment searched, you know that that process is a bit of a nightmare. So all in all, it's just been kind of a busy month and I haven't been able to make as much content as I would like, but hopefully I'll be able to get back into it. But who's to say? Because I'm still settling into my schedule at my new job and obviously that takes up a lot of my time. So I'm still kind of trying to figure out how making content and doing YouTube and streaming can fit into, you know, my big girl professional schedule. Anyway, enough about me. Today's video, like I said, is part 2 to my villager neighborhood build. The first part, if you haven't seen it, I will link it down in the description below, so definitely check it out. I was basically just terraforming and setting up my villager neighborhood and seeing where I wanted the houses to go and how I wanted the paths and the bridges and, you know, everything to line up. And this video is the fun part. It's all the decorating. So I'll be kind of going around a little bit randomly because I didn't really go in with a plan. I just kind of like put furniture in my pockets and then put it wherever I thought it would look nice. So it's a little bit all over the place, but I'll do the walkthrough at the end so you can see like the final product. I'm working on Blanche's house right now. Love how this turned out. This is probably one of my favorite yards. I love the rattan furniture. I've been using the rattan furniture literally everywhere because I just think it's gorgeous. So you will be seeing a lot of that everywhere. You know, for all the faults this game has, which there are plenty, don't get me wrong, this game is like actually beautiful. Like the furniture, everything that you can design, like everything that you can like put out into your island, like all the plants. I'm obsessed with all of the variety of plants. Like it's amazing how many like different potted plants there are in this game, and just all the like random decor assets are like so nice. Like this game is a beautiful game, and the environment is beautiful too. Like look at the sky right now. It's like around 6 o'clock. This is like the most beautiful time in the game, and I know if you've been in my stream, I always comment on it, like how much I'm obsessed with like the 4:30 to 6:30 time period. I just think it's like so beautiful. And of course, like terraforming and making rivers and stuff, and then you bring in like custom paths and all the stuff that like people do that's not technically a part of the game but's like built within the game, if that makes sense. I don't know. Like this game is just such a good outlet for creativity because the game itself is so pretty, and I know a lot of people have complaints about the game, myself included, about like there's no real like character depth, like all of the different animals kind of talk the same and like they don't have any personality, and Isabel doesn't do anything at all, which like, yeah, it's valid, but I think kind of the point of this game is more about the decorating, and then I guess some of the other games are more about the characters. I don't know. I don't honestly really remember Wild World all that much. Like I played it a long time ago and I am very nostalgic about it, but to be honest, I don't really have a strong memory of what it was like to actually play it. So my most prominent Animal Crossing memories are from this game, and to me this game feels like a very different game than the old games where you couldn't really decorate. Like the point of the games in the past were more so focused on like building your relationships with the villagers, and this one seems more so on like building your island and making your island look pretty. But I don't know, that's just kind of the impression that I get from it. It reminds me a lot of The Sims 4 compared to The Sims 3, and I have a similar relationship with The Sims 3 as I do to Wild World, except I didn't play The Sims 3 back when it first came out like I did with Wild World. Like I played Wild World like when I was a child, and I just kind of got into The Sims 3 recently. So I feel like from that standpoint, my knowledge about the two games is sort of the same. Like with Wild World, I just like don't really remember it, and with The Sims 3, it's pretty new to me. So I feel like I know about the same amount about The Sims 3 as I do Wild World, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. But The Sims 4 kind of feels like the New Horizons version of The Sims, because it's a very pretty world and the cast is a lot better than in previous games, cast being Create a Sim. And build buy in The Sims 4 is so much easier and better and nicer. Like, I tried to build a house in The Sims 3 for the first time like a couple months ago, and I was like, what on earth is happening? Like, I genuinely was having the hardest time. So there's no doubt that improvements have been made to The Sims 4 in those capacities, like in terms of visuals and Create a Sim and build buy. But the number one complaint that I hear about The Sims 4 is that the gameplay is so shallow. Like, the world is pretty and the Sims are pretty, but the gameplay just like doesn't cut it. Like, there's nothing to do with families, there's nothing to do with kids and teens, babies are objects. Like, Sims don't feel like real people. Like, traits mean nothing, emotions mean nothing. And I think that's how a lot of people feel about New Horizons, and that's kind of how I feel about it too. Like, I don't want to spam giving my villagers fossils every day and then we're magically best friends. Like, I don't know. This game mostly just feels like an art project to me at this point, and I think that's fine. Like, I'm still having fun with it, but I do wish that the animals had more personality and like more things to say, because they do say the same couple of dialogue options over and over again, and that gets old, but it is what it is. Anyway, tangent, wow. I don't know how to do voiceovers. I just end up complaining about Animal Crossing. Lil Simsy literally does like 10 voiceovers a week for her channel because she posts daily. I don't know how she does it. I need that skill. I don't know what to talk about. I guess I could talk about the build more. That's what you guys are here to see, right? I hope that this build is like easy to follow. Like, I don't know if by watching this video, you'll be able to have a good idea of what the layout looks like, because I kind of jump around a little bit. So hopefully it all makes sense. And if not, you'll see what it looks like at the end. Like, my last villager neighborhood that I did was like a very gridded, symmetrical neighborhood, but this one is kind of windy. It like goes up the hill and then down the hill and around, and there's like rivers and stuff throughout it. So it's like less straightforward of a layout. I'm not even sure if I'd be able to like give measurements of it. I feel like a lot of people like ask for measurements on Animal Crossing speed builds, which makes sense. If you want to recreate something, it's like easier to do it with the measurements, but like I would have no idea where to even begin giving measurements for this, because I like A, didn't plan it out beforehand, and B, it's not really like easily measurable, I guess. Like, it's kind of just all over the place. Like, it's very organic. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I apologize in advance for the lack of measurements that I have for this area, because I honestly think it would just be impossible. Maybe one of these days I'll finally open up my dream address and you guys can take measurements for yourselves if you'd like. Hopefully you'll be able to take some like design inspiration or like aesthetic inspiration or whatever, instead of like specific measurements and stuff, because this build is huge. It took up like, I think, a quarter of my island. So to try and break that down into measurements that like somebody else would be able to digest would be like, first of all, impossible. Second of all, probably not worth it, because everybody's islands are different shapes and you might not have the same amount of space as I have, like in the certain area. So maybe you can like just take bits and pieces of inspiration, or maybe like the decor you can copy or something like that. I don't know. Or maybe you don't even want to copy it and you just want to watch, and that's fine too. But I just thought I'd mention it because sometimes I get requests for measurements of different areas of my island. And now that I'm thinking about it, I don't even know how popular like a tropical build will be right now. Like, I don't even know if anybody out there would want to make a tropical island right now. I feel like most of the Animal Crossing community on YouTube has like already moved on to fall. Like, Ben had been moved on to fall like since August. So I feel like I'm a little bit behind, but I'm not gonna change my whole theme and like disrupt my whole island plan just because everybody on the internet is in spooky season. Like, don't get me wrong, love me some good spooky season, but I also want to play the game that I paid money for. And I feel like I've been having this issue with like making content online that I feel like I have to do what other people are doing or do things that I think will be popular or will get views, regardless of like whether or not I actually want to do them. And so I kind of like got a little bit stressed out when I felt like I was falling behind on my summer island, because I was like, oh, nobody's gonna watch like tropical content anymore because like everybody's gonna want to watch like spooky season fall content. And like, yeah, that's fine. Like maybe my tropical videos like won't do well, but at the end of the day, it's a game and it's my game and I can play it how I want. So you're getting a summer tropical island in September and probably October and November, because this is gonna take me a while to finish. The other thing I didn't do on this island was pick villagers based on my theme. Like I've seen a lot of tropical islands that have like specific tropical villagers like Audie and Sky and like these like brightly colored like summery villagers. And I love that because then like the houses are all kind of like a specific aesthetic and they like match the vibes of the island. But I really like all of my villagers and I didn't want to get rid of any of them. So yeah, maybe Agnes's house isn't like a tropical themed house, but I like it and I like her. And yeah, I don't know. I just wanted villagers that I liked rather than villagers that I thought fit a specific theme. And that's not to say I won't do something like that in the future. Like when I finish this island, I'm debating either restarting or flattening or doing something completely different because I've got a couple of ideas. I kind of want to do like an all snooty island. I think that would be kind of a vibe. I also kind of want to do an all yellow island, which could also be a vibe. So obviously for that, like I would have to get villagers that would fit a specific theme. And I think since the theme that I'm working on now is kind of more natural, kind of more like wood tones and beachy and just kind of laid back, I think for my all snooty island, when I do that, I would like it to be more of a city or a town vibe, like with a lot of brick and stone elements instead of like more wooden relaxed elements. So then I think I would be a little bit more picky about what the villagers' houses looked like and stuff like that, so that they all like fit the kind of vibe that I was going for. But for this, I would just kind of, I don't know, I picked villagers that I liked. I pretty much kept all of the villagers that I've ever had. Goose, who is my only jock, he was my starter, so his house still looks empty like it did when he moved in. Henry was one of my first smugs. Not my first smug. My first smug was Rodney, who was a vibe. Daisy I've had for a while. Freckles and Ketchup I've had for a while. I did end up getting rid of June recently, but I kind of feel like that was a mistake. I kind of want her back. So maybe stay tuned for some villager hunting streams coming soon. If you don't follow me on Twitch, I'll link my Twitch channel down below. It's Michaela Bell on Twitch. Who else is on my island? I've got Goose, Blanche, I don't know. Blanche is my snooty. I did replace Queenie for her, which I do kind of feel bad about. I used to have Mary a while ago. I got rid of her. So my current lineup is Murphy, Goose, Ketchup and Freckles, Blanche, Henry, Daisy, Agnes, Sally, and I just replaced June for a lazy monkey called Deli, and I feel like that was not the vibe. Like, I went villager hunting because I wanted a lazy, because I didn't have a lazy on my island at that point. I was kind of hoping for Joey, but I wasn't sure if that would be too many ducks. It'd be 3 ducks. That's a lot of ducks. Like, I kind of feel like 3 is the maximum amount of any particular amount of villager that you're allowed to have. I don't know who made this rule up. Me, I made it up, but I don't know why I made it up. Especially because I'm about to do an island full of snooties. But yeah, 3 is kind of my limit. Like, I had 3 Peppies and then I got rid of Mary. And I can't have 3 ducks because that would be insane. And I felt like I had to get rid of June because I had 3 normals and that felt like too much normal. But now I miss June and I feel like I need to get June back. I don't know, the lazy, I don't think lazy energy is for me. Let me know in the comments if this is relatable content to you in any way, because I feel like I am making absolutely no sense right now. Anyway, here is the final walkthrough of my massive tropical villager neighborhood. I've got 8 houses in the neighborhood right now, so the other 2 are on the beach. I'll have to figure out where to put them at some point. but I really like how this turned out, and I really like how it flows from one house to the next. I love the sandy little path, and I'm glad that I was able to incorporate that more, because I feel like I have a hard time in incorporating like non-symmetrical paths, so I really kind of tried to go out of my comfort zone with this kind of more natural path, and I really like how it turned out. I'm loving all of the flowers and the plants, and it just like looks so like natural and bright and colorful. I love all of the color. I am still desperately clinging to summer, even though I know it's like the middle of September. I'm still planning on continuing with my tropical theme, so I'm probably going to have to time travel back to like July or something, just so I can finish up the island with, you know, like the summer hibiscus flowers and all that stuff, because I was planning to get this done a lot earlier and like have my full island finished like before September 20th, I think, when the hibiscus flowers change over into the fall hedge flowers. Hedge shrubs? I don't know. Yeah, but that I don't think is going to happen anymore because of all of the things that I mentioned that I've got going on. So yeah, we're gonna be in summer for way longer than I anticipated, which is fine by me because I love summer. I probably will be skipping fall completely on this island and going straight from summer into winter, which is a bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. And I'm still happy with the way that my island is turning out, and I love the beach, and I love the tropical vibes, and you know, sometimes sacrifices have to be made, and so if I have to sacrifice Halloween to have my tropical beach resort island for a little bit longer, then you know what? I'm fine with that. So thank you so much for watching this speed build. I hope that you enjoyed it. Sorry it took so long for part 2 to come out. I'd be a busy lady lately. Let me know in the comments which of the villagers' houses is your favorite. I had a lot of fun decorating them and trying to add either like a little bit about their personality. Like for Goose, I put like a bike and a barbecue outside. For a lot of them, I just kind of tried to match the color schemes of the house, which was also very fun. I love how the peach chairs look in front of Freckles' house. Like they're the exact same color scheme. It's like so perfect. So I'm a big fan of like color coordinating, so this was a really fun build for me to do. So I hope that you guys liked it. Let me know in the comments what other kinds of content that you might like to see on the channel. Give the video a like if you liked it, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!